Principal sir, shall we start?
Yeah.
Hmm, Thank you. Um, Good evening to everyone. As you know, Government of India is going to right now. There is a National Intellectual Property Festival is going on under the leadership of Government of India. So today, Department of Commerce and IQAC of Vidyanagar College, West Bengal, and in association with CSIR, Institute of Minerals and Material Technology, Bhubaneswar, Odisha, we are going to make an jointly organize a seminar on intellectual property rights for academics and research. The main objective of this webinar to guide the academician and students to know about the intellectual property right. And we have with us Dr. Pavan Kumar as a senior scientist from IIMT Bhubaneswar as our speaker. So, first of all, I'll request our principal, Dr. Surya Prakash Agarwala, to for the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. So, on the occasion of 1 month long National Intellectual Property Festival, we are organizing a webinar on intellectual property rights. And I am thankful to CSIR Institute of Minerals and Material Technology authorities. So, who have given us the chance for jointly collaborating this seminar. Rather on, this is the webinar. And in our college, Department of Commerce and IPRs, and jointly with the CSI Institute of Mineral and Mineral Technology, Odisha is organizing this webinar. And I am very proud and thankful to everyone that such kind of this webinar is organizing. We are organizing these kinds of intellectual property right seminar, and hope that every student and every faculty of our college and those who are watching this video on YouTube, and years long people will be learning lots of things from this unique webinar, and especially on the intellectual property right. And I am thankful to Dr. T. Pavan Kumar, and I convey my congratulations and heartfelt thanks to Dr. T. Pavan Kumar, the senior scientist of IIMT Bhubaneswar, who have given his time, his intellectual time for us, for enriching us with this intellectual property right. Many things are there for intellectual property rights. So we'll be learning lot of things from him, as well as our students and our college faculty will be enriched with this his valuable lectures, and more and more new patents, new property rights will be coming out in the coming months with this helps of this valuable lectures. So I hope and convey my congratulations to every student and every faculty of the college. And I think this will be very successful webinar today. So thank you everyone, and all the best to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot to our principal, sir, for who always encourage us to do all this kind of webinar, which help us a lot. Now, I request our IQAC coordinator, Dr. Urunima Rai Choudhury, to say a few words regarding the webinar. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Gaurav. A very good evening to you all. First of all, I'd like to pay my regards to our principal, Dr. Surya Prakash Agarwala, the Commerce Department of our college, and my students. On the occasion of the ongoing National Intellectual Property Festival for Nurturing Ideas to Innovation, a webinar is being organized by the Department of Commerce and Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Vidyanagar College, in association with CSIR and Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology, IMMT, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. The webinar is entitled Intellectual Property Rights for Academics and Research. To speak on the occasion, we have the honored presence of Dr. T. Pavan Kumar, Senior Scientist, Chemistry and IPR, CSIR, Institute of Minerals and Materials, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. A hearty welcome to you, sir, from the IQAC Vidyanagar College. As I understand that intellectual property is the ownership of something that academicians create. Intellectual property is anything that reflects an original thought which is either written or expressed through any other medium. Thus, the need arises for the protection of intellectual property rights, which is guaranteed by copyrights or patents, etc. And the copyright over any work grants exclusive rights to the creators, which enables them to control, I quoted, reproduction of any scholarly articles, books, or any other data sets. So we are eagerly waiting to learn and enrich ourselves from Dr. T. Pavan Kumar. Welcome to you, sir, once more, and I wish the webinar a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your speech. Now I'll request the bursar of our college, Professor Shubhrata Shor, to for the special lecture, for a special lecture. Sir, please, over to you, sir. Rather special address. I'm extremely sorry.
Thank you, Gaurav. Good evening, everyone. We from Bidanagar College, South 25 Parganas, West Bengal, welcome all the participants to this webinar organized by Department of Commerce and IQAC of our college in association with CSIR IMMT, Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology, Bhubaneswar, Odisha, on intellectual property rights for academics and research. As Gaurav has already mentioned, this event is part of the National Intellectual Property Festival being conducted by the Government of India from the 1st of July to the 31st of this month. And the theme statements focuses on nurturing ideas to innovation. For the event this evening, we have amidst us Dr. T. Pavan Kumar, who is the senior scientist of chemistry and IPR at CSIR IMMT, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. We welcome Dr. Pavan Kumar sir and waiting eagerly to be enlightened by his deliberations, his observations, his advice and guidance on how to protect the intellectual property of our country. Intellectual property, as we all know, is an intangible property dealing with any basic construction of human intelligence, such as artistic, literary, technical, or scientific constructions. And the intellectual property rights refer to the legal rights granted to the inventor or the manufacturer or the creator to protect their invention or manufactured product or creation, which is really a very burning issue today in the field of academics. And such seminars and the observance of this National Intellectual Property Festival would certainly empower us to combat the threats to curb our intellectual property rights. So on this occasion, I welcome all of you to the confluence of commerce and chemistry. And when the commerce and chemistry mingle together, creation is produced. We are waiting for the creation to emerge this evening through the lecture of Dr. T. Pavan Kumar, Senior Scientist of CSIR IMMT, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. I again extend a very cordial welcome to you, sir. So over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your speech. Now I request the Assistant Professor of Physics of our college, Dr. Orpun Kul, to give a brief introduction to our speaker, Dr. Sir T. Pavan Kumar, sir. Over to you, Dr. Kul.
Thank you, Professor Gaurav Das. I am really honored to introduce such a resourceful person, Dr. T. Pavan Kumar, who is currently working as senior scientist in the Department of R&D Planning and Business Development at CSIR Institute of Minerals and Materials Technology, Bhubaneswar. Professor Pavan Kumar has obtained his BSc Chemistry in 2002 with College First and MSc Organic Chemistry in 2004 from Osmania University, Hyderabad, and secured University First with 4 gold medals. He pursued his PhD work in chemistry at CSIR IICT as CSIR JRF and SRF and received his PhD degree from Osmania University of Hyderabad in 2011. Following his PhD, he worked for an IP company named Dolcera for about 2 years and then got selected for Inspire Faculty Award from DST in 2012. He again worked at CSIR IICT Hyderabad as Inspire Faculty and Assistant Professor ACSIR for about 5 years. He holds PGDPL Patents Law from NALSAR Hyderabad and several certifications from WIPO. He was a visiting fellow postdoc at NDSU USA in 2015 and also associated with NRDC New Delhi as manager IP and TT for a short stint in 2016-17. Before joining CSIR IMMT, he was assistant professor at TGASC, Puducherry. His research interests includes organic chemistry, asymmetric synthesis, process chemistry, medicinal chemistry, small molecules chemistry, green chemistry, etc. He has vast experience in intellectual property patents and has about 18 patents to his credit. He is an associate fellow of Andhra Pradesh Academy of Sciences, life member of the Chemical Research Society of India, Material Research Society of India, Global Intellectual Property Convention, Indian Society of Chemists and Biologists, and the Indian Science Congress Association. His present research work is focused on small molecule chemistry with biology interface and process chemistry, and his core functioning is the areas of intellectual property and technology management and business development. In addition, he has completed 11 projects, 43 patents, and has been awarded as member Global Intellectual Property Convention GIPC in 2018, ACRB Young Scientist Award in 2015, Telangana Young Scientist Award in 2015, etc. So I would like to request Dr. Kumar to enrich us with his profound knowledge. Dr. Kumar.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Dr. Arpan. Thank you very much for your detailed introduction. And first of all, I really appreciate the efforts taken by Vidyanagar College in organizing such an important event, that too in the evening. And so you could able to sensitize the people about this program and also attract a good number of participations in this program. And many congratulations to your college and the team. And my special appreciations to Gaurav Das, who was instrumental in connecting with me and designing this program. So thank you all very much. And I really appreciate, because I could listen to the principal and the coordinator and also the Subrata's, so many others. So really, I'm very happy for your spirit and the efforts towards this event. So without wasting much of the time, now I'll just share the screen. Maybe I'll switch off my video because there could be some sort of technical glitch. So therefore, to avoid that, better to switch off the video. And as we discussed, you can please share the comments or your queries in the chat. And once we complete our session, we can take some queries. Okay. So
Sir, just I'll disturb you for a moment. Actually, this Google Meet, all the teachers have joined, even from some other colleges also. At our
okay.
YouTube link, all the students are there. So whatever the means queries have come from the student side, I'll convey at the end of your lecture, sir.
Fine.
Okay,
And
sir. Thank you.
maybe what I'll do is, after this program, I will also share with you one registration form, a general registration form, where you can ask all the participants of today's program to put in their details and submit, so that the certificate from Government of India, whichever they are going to our present, would be generated, would be sent to their emails directly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It may take a week or 10 days, but I will share one link. You please ask everyone to register there. Okay.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, sir. Thank you, sir.
Maybe once my session is over, I'll also put in the chat box here. You can share with them all. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So I'm just sharing my screen. Hope my screen is visible. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, good. So good evening all. Today I'll be talking to you on innovation and IPR, intellectual property rights, the synergy. So most of the work that we carry out in research or in technology development would be having some or other innovative component. And knowingly or unknowingly, we are unable to capture those works for commercial benefit. So therefore, here in our session, we will look into the aspects of innovation and the integration of IP with technology, invention, and related activities in our day-to-day research, as well as we take up some examples how a general public may not be a very highly educated community, but even a general public can also contribute towards this direction. So these are the places from where I got my education training and also working experience, both in terms of chemistry research as well as intellectual property, mainly the patents. And here is the outcome. Since there are many faculties present here, you all would be knowing, whenever we talk about academic or research contributions, mainly people will talk about publications, projects, fellowships, awards. Yes. So the left hand side part of this slide is a reflection of academic and research contributions, especially to the Indian scenario. But please look on to the right hand side. Hardly we find people, hardly we find instances where something on technology, something on patent, something on a specific innovation addressing to a specific problem would really appear from academic and research communities. In my case, I could able to show the right hand part because after my introduction to IP, I could realize the value of IP for academic and research communities. Then we thought, or I thought, I should definitely try to explore it further. I could explore, though there were many difficulties, lot of criticism, but in spite of that, somehow I could come out of those and explore it to a decent extent. And then we started integrating IPR learnings with research activities. This integration could fetch us about 43 patent applications till now, out of which 27 patents are already granted in different countries, and few others are in pipeline. And very fortunately, four of our initial patents were also licensed to Sun Pharma. Sun Pharma is one of the biggest pharma company in India. So with this kind of background, I thought wherever there is a possibility, I should always encourage and motivate the people around me and in my networks on the aspects of IP and patents, so that once we get sensitization, this activity is like a contagious activity. I am spreading this knowledge to 10 people, 10 people will further spread it to 100, 100 will become 1000, 1000 will become 10,000. So likewise, this knowledge should keep on spreading out to the larger masses. Wherever there is a scope, wherever there is a possibility, people will definitely come out with some potential contributions towards IPR. So in this initiative, I really appreciate the efforts of Gaurav Das. Through him, we could connect. Now I could spread on this message to larger masses. So therefore, wherever my request to you all is, wherever you find some scope in your research, try to think for having some patents or other forms of IP. And now, whenever you take up a research activity or any activity in that matter, the conclusion may be any of these three. We may end up with a discovery or an invention or an innovation. Discovery is something which is already present in the nature, but maybe we are the people who brings it to the world for the first time. Einstein's theory of relativity, Newton's theory of gravitation, or Archimedes' theory of buoyancy, all these are discoveries. Otherwise, someone else would have been identified, would have been noticed them. But invention and innovation are not something which is existing in nature. Invention and innovation can be related to problem solution approach. Whenever there is a problem, we always try to find some solutions. In the process of finding a solution, if you come up with a first solution, then it is called as invention. The first solution identified to address a problem is called as invention. Once you find a solution, maybe at a later stage, maybe you or someone else may come up with some better versions, improved versions of the existing solutions. So all those betterness or improvement is innovation. So therefore, inventions and innovations are considered to be an outcome of 100% human intervention. And these two will get an eligibility to bring some IPs to us. So therefore, whenever we take up any activity, please try to make sure that you have some or other innovativeness in your work. Technology and innovation is like never-ending spiral. We always may feel that we are in the advanced era. Everything around us is very much advanced, very much modern, very much developed. Yes, but the reason is the same in every generation, in every era. 100 years back, whatever technology and innovation was available, that was an advanced phase of those times. So likewise, from the time of the existence of human life on this planet, technology and innovation started existing, and they keep on improving, making progress after the progress, so that every era will see a advanced phase in comparison to the earlier eras. Just look into this. This is how our generations used to be sometime back. Started with the wheels. These are the ways of communication. Then invention of fire. Then slowly advanced levels of communication. Right? So the progress is a continuous activity. And now, to summarize, I can show this slide. Wheel to vehicles. It started with the invention of the wheel in those early eras. Slowly, many other improvements have taken place. Then further progress, further improvement, and now we are in the era of vehicles. So in today's generation, no one would be happy to have this kind of wheel, because we are having advanced wheels, alloy wheels, powered wheels, geared wheels. Yes, they're all very much advanced. We should really appreciate the people behind those innovations. But at the same time, the efforts of those early humans who could bring us the wheel, the concept of the wheel, should not be ignored, because technology and innovation is like a never-ending process. It keeps going on. And here is the history of cell phones. Until 1970s, there were no cell phones at all. Slowly it started. Then made progress after progress, decade after decade. Lot of progress has been taken place. Now we are in the era of smartphones, slim phones. But otherwise, this used to be the early mobile phones. And in each and every phase of this activity, IP is or IP was an integral part. Always IP, intellectual property, is an integral part of technology and innovation development. Some people may realize, some people may not realize. Either it may appear directly or it may not appear directly, but still it is there in an indirect manner. And if you look into the nature very carefully, only humans have the capability to think and create. Because of this, we are different from other creatures created by the nature. If you do not have this thinking process or thinking ability, there is animals, trees, plants, humans, they are all like one and same. So therefore, this ability makes us different, and this ability makes us to be competitive even with the nature who has created us. And there was at some at some place I came across these statements or these lines. Every human being is capable of generating about 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts per day. You, me, he, she, whoever it may be. You are in India or you are in somewhere else, here and there, wherever you may be. Every human being has a capability of generating about 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts. That means we can generate these many number of ideas per day. But unfortunately, many of these thoughts are repetitive in nature. Only very few thoughts have got some potential. And the countries or the individuals or the organizations or the societies which could realize those potential thoughts and put them into practice for commercial exploitation could emerge as superpowers or developed societies or developed or advanced humans. So therefore, please remember, whenever you have a valuable idea, if you find some potential in it, always you should work on it and you should own it in the form of intellectual property. Otherwise, someone else will definitely do that. I have a great example to cite here. Who is the inventor of radio? If I raise this query, I may get answers like Marconi is the inventor of radio. Yes, Marconi is the inventor of radio. But who is the real inventor of radio concept? If you write his name, you may not get the marks. But yes, it is Professor Jagadish Chandra Bose who is the first person to contribute towards radio related inventions. Many of his well-wishers of those times suggested him to file a patent, to take a patent on his works. Then he told, no, let my knowledge, my findings should be available for free to my country people or to the communities. Let them further explore on this. So he did not take an IP. After 2 years, he was traveling Europe, where in one of the conference he could meet Marconi. They could discuss among themselves. Marconi could get more inputs from J.C. Bose, and he was also working in similar lines. Within soon, he could develop that and filed a patent. The patent has been granted. Now, the entire credit goes to Marconi. But the real person, the real man behind those contributions are our own Indian Professor Jagadish Chandra Bose. I'm not lying. You can go to Google Uncle, search in there. Every country has high regards to him. But unfortunately, we were not benefited even to a minimum extent because we did not realize the value of IP. But it is the same Professor Jagadish Chandra Bose who could realize the value of IP at a later stage, and he is the first Asian, not only the Indian, he is the first Asian to get an American patent. Like we see in the TV debates, then and now. Then he was not much interested about IP, but we lost many things. But now he is interested. He could become the first Asian to get an American patent. Yes, we could get some benefit, but the major benefit which we were supposed to get, we could not make it. Otherwise, if he had realized the value and obtained a patent on that, then I think whatever advancements we are seeing in telecommunications areas, all are related to his early inventions. So this is one example. So likewise, we have several examples. So therefore, whenever you feel that your idea is valuable, your work has got some difference, please take an IP over it. And if you keep your idea without executing it, then it has no impact at all. Ideas are unlimited. Just ideas will not bring us any impact. So therefore, you please work on your ideas, convert them into profitable outcomes. And here is the cycle of activity which one has to practice, one has to adopt and implement very efficiently. The countries which we call them as superpowers, they are executing this very much perfectly. They create, they protect, and they exploit. And this is the reason why the brands, the technologies, the products that are available today in the market are mostly foreign. Why not Indian? The reason is we are very efficient in the creation part. We create so many things. We have great knowledge, but but we don't have proper awareness on protection. Many of us don't even know what is called intellectual property. Many of us don't even understand or don't even know in detail what are the types of IP, why we should do IP, when we should do IP, how can we do IP, what are the benefits, what are the impact, what is the use, what is the importance. Nothing is known much. When we don't even know about the protection part, how can we exploit it further? So therefore, we are only doing this, but we should also learn doing this and this. Unless we do these two aspects along with this, no much progress is going to happen. So therefore, whenever there's a possibility, you need to protect. And before that, you need to get awareness and you need to get proper understanding of these concepts. And then, because of all these factors, if you look into our contributions, there is a gap. There is a gap between basic research development and the research or the industrial development that needs to be taken place. That valley, this gap is referred as valley of death. This valley of death would be present in every sector, in every country, in every society. But unfortunately, in Indian systems or in Indian practices, the depth of this valley is much deeper. So therefore, we are unable to cope up with that valley. So if most of our research works will fall in either 1 to 4 TRL. TRL means technology readiness level. Unless you convert your research works into a higher level activities, make sure that they are feasible at production and industrial scale. They may not be brought to the market. So there we need to concentrate. We need to concentrate on this gap. And here is the gap which can be depicted pictorially. Academic and research institutes are on this side. Industry needs products. Industry will work only for the products which are profitable. But we will develop or we will contribute to more works which just remain as works. We need to fulfill this gap. The reason is like this. Our academic systems, they work with an objective of knowledge for knowledge's sake. Generate knowledge, contribute more so that a bigger knowledge base is generated. But industry do not work only for that. Industry's main focus would be management of knowledge for profit. So therefore, we are generating knowledge only for knowledge's sake. We are not really looking into whether our knowledge is of some use at industrial scale or not. But industry will look only for that knowledge through which they can make profits. And there is a gap. Whenever we start working towards minimizing this gap, whenever we try to integrate these two parts, certainly we are going to make wonders. Please look into this example. Idea, whenever you start a new research activity, you may come up with a research plan. you will design the approach, then you will develop the concept. You will make a proof of concept. In most of the cases, after developing the proof of concept, we will document it, we will submit the report, we will publish it, then forget. Start with new idea, reach to this stage, publish, submit the report, stop there. So we keep practicing only this cycle. But believe me, if your idea or if your research has to come to the marketplace, means you need to cross all these stages. After the proof of concept, you need to build a prototype, then the scaling up, then the commercial production, then the product comes into use. So this is how people behind the development of mobile phone, there may be some hundreds or thousands of people and teams would have worked on the development of mobile phone, but all of them have not succeeded. Only very few of them could succeed, and they could bring the product in the market, because every stage needs money, time, people in proper integration. And most of our activities will stop only at this stage. We need to relook into this activity, and we need to come out of this barrier. Then comes why IP. Okay, technology is there, innovation is there, so many contributions are happening, but IP is really required. Why IP is really required? Look into this. Yellow is the reflection of advanced economies, red one is rest of the world. Only 10 to 15 countries are referred as advanced economies. All others are rest of the world. India is also one among this rest of the world. By population, they are very small. We are very huge. GDP, they are much better than us. Publications, huge in numbers. Rest of the world, marginally okay. But when you look into patents, wow, exceptional. Hardly we find any figure here. So therefore, very few countries, maybe around 10-15 countries, are dominating the entire technology, innovation, and IP of the world. Why? Because they practice the cycle of activity: creation, protection, and exploitation. Rest of the world is really struggling very hard to cope up with this practice. This is the only difference. So therefore, we need to realize that inventions are always incomplete without a patent grant. An invention without a patent is same as treasure without security. Anyone can steal it, anyone can claim it. So we need to be very careful. Like we safeguard our properties, our home, our house, our land, our bangla, our pen, our purse, our book. So everything, whichever we feel that it is ours, we safeguard it. But unfortunately, research is also ours. Invention is also ours. But we are not safeguarding that. We are just submitting we are just getting a publication or submitting the report, and we are forgetting about that. We should not do that. And if you look into publications, yes, India stands at number 3. Very happy. We need to celebrate. But at the same time, if we only do the celebrations and if we are only happy with this, that is not appreciable. Look at the countries who are at number 1 and 2 and 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7 are very close to us, but we are not no way near to these two countries. So that means again, there is some indication. We need to look into it seriously. And from here, I'll be talking to you on the kind of scenario with respect to intellectual property. I brought to you the comparison of 2012 versus 21. IP rights in force. When I say in force, they are active IPs. In 2012, there were about 8.6 million patents. But by 2021, the number went on to 16.5 million. Trademarks 23 million and 73 million. So there is a huge increase in the number of IPs decade to decade, year to year also. And here is another survey of total number of applications filed in a particular year. Total number of applications filed in a particular year. In 2012, there were about 2.35 applications received across the world. But by 21, it went on to 3.4 million. Trademarks 6.8 and 18 million. 2 or 3 times of the existing numbers within a decade. See, the huge contribution is already taking place. These are 5 countries: China, US, Japan, Korea, and Europe. These 5 countries are dominating the entire patent of the world. If you want to know the exact numbers, in 2012, China used to file about 6.5 lakh patents, whereas by 2021, the number went on to 15 lakhs, 6.5 lakhs within 10 years, 15 lakhs. But look at India's. In 2012, we used to file about 44,000 patents. But by 2021, the number went on to 62,000. 44,000, 62,000. Not much big numbers, big change. So there is some marginal improvement. But look at China's improvement, very huge. And here is the statistics with respect to state-wise contribution. In India, Tamil Nadu goes with 5,000, then Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka likewise. And I think if many of you are from West Bengal, in 2020-21, from West Bengal, there were about 449 patent applications. But what is the population of Bengal? At least 4 crores or 5 crores or even more, but hardly few hundreds of patents. Even 5,000 is also not a good number. Whether it is 150, 200, 400, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000 or 5,000, none of these numbers are really good, because many of these states are having a population of at least 3 or more number of crores. Hardly we file in some thousands or some hundreds. So therefore we need to improve upon. And these lines by Swami Vivekananda, I really admire them, like them. He could realize the value of translating our knowledge into useful outcomes in those difficult days also. Wisdom lies not in the amount of knowledge acquired, but in the degrees of its application. If you look into our practices, we keep on getting more and more knowledge. We keep on gaining more and more wisdom, but we do not translate it for the practical outcomes. Again, I will cite one more example. C.V. Raman has invented Raman spectra. Yes, Raman effect. He got Nobel Prize. But if you wish to procure a Raman spectra, again you need to import it either from Germany, from Europe, or from others, or here and there, Korea, Europe, or US. Why? Knowledge was ours, but technology was not ours. We could able to contribute to the knowledge. Based on our knowledge contribution, they could develop the technology. That is what is very much required. This is the gap that we are facing. We need to fulfill that. So now let us move on to the concepts of IPR directly. Then what do you mean by IP? How does it is relevant? How does it relevant to each and everyone present here? Many people may say that IPR might be relevant to the people from engineering, science and engineering backgrounds. But believe me, IPR is relevant to each and everyone, irrespective of knowledge, irrespective of position, irrespective of degree, whether educated, not educated, less educated, more educated, whatever might be your subject domain, arts, commerce, science, engineering, medicine, whatever subject it may be, to each and everyone it is very much relevant. And here is the definition given by World Intellectual Property Organization. IP refers to creations of the mind. This is a very short definition. I don't think that you will find any shorter definition than this for any other subject. So creations of the mind, such as inventions, literary and artistic works, symbols, names, images, designs that are used in commerce. Commerce always comes into picture, because whatever activity we do, always it has got some or other relation in generating money, right or not? Or some kind of commercial benefit is, commercial relevance is always there. So therefore, this is very, very important. Because it is a property, we get some rights. When we say rights, we have rights to exploit it. So as a property, it can be sold, it can be bought, it can be leased or rented, it can pass under will, it can also be assigned. But there are certain limitations. Intellectual property rights are enjoyable for limited time. If you have a bungalow, you can enjoy forever. If you have a land, you can enjoy forever. Generations together, you can enjoy. But IP is not like that. IP Rights are enjoyable only for limited period of time. Here is the classification of intellectual property. Broadly, it is of two types: copyrights and industrial property. Again, industrial property depends on information or on innovation, and trademarks, geographical indications goes under information, whereas patents, trade secrets, and industrial designs goes under innovation. On the left hand side, I tried to show you the different types of IPs with an example each. Please look at them carefully. And then here is how different types of IPs can be generated starting from our ideas. So if you look into it carefully, IP is all about creations of the mind, but hardly mind can generate some ideas or thoughts. So based on the kind of idea you generate and the practice that you put in and the kind of outcome that you obtain, you can correlate to the kind of IP that is possible. So idea leading to expression, you may get a copyright. Idea leading to invention or innovation, you may get a patent. Idea reflecting the quality and identity, you may get a trademark. Idea leading to appearance, you may get a design. And idea, keep it secret, do some business, do some trade, and then it may be a trade secret. And here is the timeline of protection. As I mentioned to you, intellectual property rights are limited time enjoyment. Patents for 20 years, trademarks, designs, and geographical indications, 10 years initially, they can be further renewable. Copyrights, lifetime of the author plus 60 years. Plant protection, anywhere between 15 to 18 years. Integrated circuits, about 10 years. After this, all these IPs are enjoyable by anyone. Only for this time period, the creator will be enjoying. Otherwise, they are open. So from here, let us look into the different types of IPs by taking them individually with few examples. Trademark is a name or a sign or a logo which is used to distinguish the goods or services of one to others. It can be a sign, word, letter, number, color, shapes, representation, packaging, anything. These are the examples. Marks on the goods, service marks, certification trademarks, collective marks, well-known marks, trade names. All these are the examples of trademarks for the products or the services that we do come across in our day-to-day life, starting from the toothbrush to the toothpaste to many others. All these are the examples of trademarks. Even your college logo is also a trademark. But at the same time, there are some deceptive practices. We all might have already experienced this. We believe that the water bottle that we purchased is a original Bisleri. But after some time, we realized that we were deceived. It is not original. It is a deceptive brand. Again, IP is also playing some role in these kind of deceptive practices. We need to be very careful. All these are original. These are the deceptive ones. And copyrights? Yes, copyright is a legal term describing the rights given to the creators for their literary and artistic works. Any kind of literary and artistic works can go as copyright. Audio materials, dramatic works, architecture, advertisement, computer programs, databases, newspapers, technical drawings, photographs, musical compositions, all these can go as copyrights. These are the examples like painting, cartoons, sculpture, poster of a movie. Then musical composition, cinematography, computer programs, brochures, novels, books, all these can go as copyrights. And then comes geographical indication. This is also a special kind of IP and very much valuable to Indian context because India is a country with unity in diversity. Unity in diversity, not only by means of language, not by means of religion, not only by means of traditions, practices, also by means of climatic conditions or diverse geographical conditions. Today, the climatic conditions of Bhubaneswar are different to that of Mumbai, Bengaluru, here and there. So therefore, this huge diversity is a great benefit to us. Name or sign used on the goods originating from a specific geographical origin, wherein the characteristics of those goods are attributed to that place of origin. Darjeeling tea was the first registered GI in India. Mysore silk, Mahabeshwar strawberry, Dharwad peda, Nagpur oranges, Likewise, Bengali Rasagulla, Odia Rasagulla. So there are so many others. Any of these can go as GI, agricultural product, foodstuff, wine and spirit drink, handicraft, clothing, or any other industrial product. Then comes industrial designs. As I mentioned, idea leading to appearance may fetches a industrial design. Here in this kind of IP, technical aspects are not protected. Only the aesthetic aspects, only the ornamental features are protected. This may be applicable to consumer products, pharmaceutical products, textile and jewelry, and many others. The clothes that we are wearing, the jewelry that we are wearing, the shoe, the chappal, the books, the pen, pencil, the computer or the mobile phone, the water bottle, the toothpaste, the toothbrush, all, the comb, anything you take, syringe, glassware, conical, beaker, all these can go under industrial designs. Then comes the trade secrets. Have an idea, keep it as a secret, make the trade, make profits. Formula of Coca-Cola is a trade secret since 1886. KFC original recipe is also a trade secret since 1940. Spray lubricant since 1953. Google page rank algorithm is also a trade secret since long. And then comes patents. Patents are considered to be the most important type of IP for people from academic and research, because we do conduct so much of the research and some of them might be having some potential to get patents. In simple terms, it can be defined as a contract between the government and the inventor, for which the government gives the inventor the right to exclude others from making, using, or selling the invention for a term of years. What is the term? 20 years. In simple way, we can refer patent as a techno-legal document. Technical part as well as the legal component will be present in the document. It's a conditional grant. It has got balance of rights and obligations. It is subject to other laws of the land and always granted to the owner of the invention or their assignee. And here are some examples of the early stage inventions, patented inventions. Of course, now in this generation, we are enjoying the most advanced versions of these early inventions. Bicycle, car, lamp, saving machine, mobile phone, spectacles. So many are there, right? Today we are enjoying the advanced versions, the most innovated versions. And here comes IP all-in-one. So just to summarize, take the example of washing machine. Whatever body of the washing machine that we are seeing on the screen is a design. Idea leading to appearance. The body of the washing machine can be protected as industrial design. User manual can be protected as a copyright. Company name and logo is trademark. Bosch, this one is Bosch. Maybe Samsung, maybe LG, maybe IBM, maybe others. And the technical aspects like engine, drum, technical functioning may be protected as patents. If you look into the more aspects, semi-automatic, automatic, front load, top load. Who knows? In the years to come, there is a possibility of having side load, bottom load, diagonal load, all load. Who knows? So therefore, anything is possible. And a single product can be associated with several types of IPs. And this is an example. And whether you believe me or not, intellectual properties are not new. Maybe the terminology that we are using today, intellectual property, patents, trademarks, all these might appear to be new, or they may be new, but the practices are not new. Ancient Greeks, somewhere in 500 BC itself, used to grant protection to the inventors. So that means these practices can be referred back to the days of Alexandrine Purushottam War. They are as old as those times. From here, very quickly, I'll be showing you some examples. Once upon a time, this used to be the scenario, but now this is the scenario. And he is the person behind the invention of sensor-based terms. This person single-handedly contributed to this invention, and here is the patent that he obtained. And now he is controlling the cricket regime or cricket community or cricket ecosystem. And these are a few more examples. Snuggly baby carrier, Barbie doll, pedal-powered washing machine by our own Indian, Ramya Jose from Kerala. She has invented this. She has been awarded with National Innovation Prize from President of India. Snuggly baby carrier. Please look into this. If you try to recollect our first freedom fight, the days of 1857, Jhansi Ki Rani Lakshmi Bai has fought the Britishers by keeping her baby in the lap. A similar kind of arrangement was there. Idea was ours. We have practiced it. But unfortunately, the Western people could make it more organized, could document it, could obtain an IP. And that is how all these people I am showing here could earn some money, and they could become rich by IP, intellectual property. Ring pull can on Coca-Cola is also an invention which attracted some millions of dollars. The inventor behind this invention used to obtain 148,000 UK pounds per day on royalty. Just royalty is 148,000 UK pounds per day. Just imagine how much revenue it would have generated. A welder by profession, a welder, not BSc, not MSc, not MCom, not MA, not PhD, not MPhil, but a welder. A welder by profession has come up with a remote control toilet bed system. He has been awarded with National Innovation Prize from President of India. Making biochar from human waste. Nowadays, many people are talking about research on waste to wealth. This is one such kind of example. They did not only do the research, they could also convert it into a technology, take a patent and other IPs. Now they are marketing their products in more than 5-6 countries. And look into this interesting story. A grandmother, I don't know what is her education background, but she's a grandmother. She is the person behind the invention of Fidget Spinner. She developed it to engage her granddaughter. Someone like us who are having some awareness on IPR suggested her to take a patent. She filed a patent in European Patent Office. Her patent has been granted. But unfortunately, she was unable to pay Euro 310 towards annual maintenance. Because of that, patent got abandoned. It came into the open market and everyone started working on it. Many MNCs started looking on it. And this is the worth of spinning toy industry today. Though these many companies could generate revenue, the real inventor behind this could not fetch any money. So she could not become rich by way of IP. So I have shown you the examples where people could earn lots of money, also people who could not earn anything out of their IP. So therefore, one need to be intelligent enough. And from here, very quickly, I'll be showing you some examples from my own research activity. Basically, I'm an organic chemist by research. As an organic chemist, we always try to design and develop new molecules for various biological applications. So here, these are some works which we developed, and this is the work which I would wish to give a special mentioning. This is the work for which we first thought of filing some patents so that we could start this activity. In 2015, we could file patents for this work. By 2019, very luckily, same 4 patents were licensed to Sun Pharma. IICT, during that time I was at IICT. IICT could receive about 5 crores towards first milestone payment royalty. So this is one of the success we can attest. But however, when we thought of doing patents for this, our plan was only to get some numbers so that we can include them in our profile. So with that plan we did, but later on it reflected into lot of advantage. And we could attract all this revenue because it is a patented work. Because we could file patents, we could attract this licensing. If it is not a patent, no licensing would have happened. no money would have been obtained. So therefore, that is the importance of IP. And these are the front pages of the patents from our works, from the American Patent Office. You can see here, these two are our patents. And these are some other works which we have developed. If there are people from chemistry, biology, and related backgrounds, you may understand it fully. Others may also correlate. Whatever medicines that you are taking, whatever drugs you are taking, whatever bioactive compounds that you are coming across, all these are the contributions from chemistry, biology, and related teams. And these are the front pages of the patents from PCT applications. And this is another work wherein I was fully involved in both R&D as well as IP. I thought I could get some pictures related to this work. So I thought I should definitely show it to you. You can see me working on the bench, keeping the reactions, monitoring them, and then making the documentation, characterizing the product, then labeling it, doing some IP around, and also talking to the industries, talking to the different stakeholders. So therefore, just to summarize all these learnings, we can say that it is the innovation which distinguishes between a leader and the follower. And everything starts with an idea. Idea is the source of all these. An idea, not just an idea which is a smart idea. So your idea need to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. If your idea falls into this category, you should definitely work on it so that it can make you a leader. This is the impact of a leader versus follower. If you want to become leader, you need to put in efforts. If you don't want to become leader, nothing to worry. You are already here. And this would be the scenario if you do not have IP assets. If there is no IP, big will eat small, small will eat micro, micro will eat small will eat mini, mini will eat micro, micro will eat nano, nano will eat pico. Being small is so dangerous. If you have IP assets, you can fight, you can resist, you can stand on your own. So this is the power of having IP assets. And if you look into the share of assets of top 500 companies worldwide, their assets were in the form of tangible assets, maybe bungalows, equipment, bond, cash, land in those early times. Since from 1975 onwards, for every decade, there is a huge change in the percentage of asset of their share of their assets. So in 1975, only 17% of their assets were in the form of IP. But by 2020, 90% of their assets are intellectual property assets, intangible assets. So this is the changing scenario. This itself is a single point reflection to realize the value of IP, the impact of IP. So therefore, we are in a very high time. Try to recollect the days of 1942. The slogan was "Do or Die." The die part is same as that, but the do part has been changed slightly. It is innovate. Now we are in a situation either innovate or die. If we innovate, world will recognize us. If we do not innovate, they will ignore us. Ignorance is equivalent to death. So therefore, we need to realize that we are in a very high time. Unless we innovate, nothing is going to change much. So we should do it. We did it in 1942. We did it. That is how we could get the freedom. Similar is the case now. And the rationale is, if you always do what you always did, you will always get what you always got. So therefore, we need to come out of our safety, our safe walls, safe boundaries. And to contribute towards IP, I have a small strategy to showcase. Whatever research works you carry out, before publishing them in scientific journals, try to screen them for patentability. If you find some potential, take an IP first. After taking IP, you can also get publication for the same work. It is like 1+1 offer. It is like 1+1 offer. provided if you take an IP first. If you take publication first, you will not get anything later. So by doing this, by adopting this simple strategy, by following this simple approach, you can contribute to a greater extent towards IP. By doing so, the visibility and credibility will be multiplied to a great extent, and there will be a huge scope for commercial exploitation. And this could be attested with my own example of the works which I had just shown to you. And here is a research inspiration. Professor Robert Langer, he has more than 1500 publications, more than 800 patents. His patents were licensed to more than 250 companies. I don't know whether he's a man or machine, but people like him are in some thousands or in some thousands in the countries like US, Japan, Korea, which are developed. Hardly we find similar kind of people in our systems. So that is a lacking factor. So therefore, looking into the importance of innovation, recently our slogan has been added with one more line: Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, and now Jai Anusandhan is also added. Anusandhan is all about innovation. It is all about innovation. So therefore, our research orientation has been only towards making impact factor publication first. Whether we accept or not, this has been our practice. This has been the only practice in Indian systems. But good, we need to do this. But if we do only this, that is a problem. So therefore, now we need to reorient ourselves also towards India first, innovation first, and IP first. Whatever activity we take up, it should add some value to our country. Whatever works we carry out, there should be some or other innovativeness. And wherever there is a possibility, we should take an IP first. By doing these three, along with the existing practice of making high impact journals, we can really do wonders. We can contribute to a greater extent. India can definitely lead to Atmanirbharta. India can definitely emerge as a superpower. If not immediately, at least at a later stage. So with this similar concept, very recently, CSR has also modified its logo. Now, the CSR is referred as the innovation engine of India. Whatever activity we take up, we always try to include some or other innovativeness. And here are some memorable interactions that I could have with some eminent people in science and technology from India and abroad. And then with this, I stop here. Thank you all very much. I hope I have made a reasonable justification to this session. I just stop here. If you have any queries, we can take them up.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for your excellent presentation. Now I request the participant, if you have any queries, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question to our respected sir.
Yes. If you have any queries, you can raise them up. You can also put in the chat box. Anything is fine for me. If there are no queries, I think we can also wind up if there are no further queries.
Participants, if you have any queries, you may ask queries to sir.
And I had also put the registration link in the chat box. And Gauravji, if there are any further queries, they can also write to us at a later stage, not an issue.
Uh, Sir, may I ask you one question, sir?
Yes, yes.
Sir, suppose whenever someone is going to write a book and it
Hmm.
is written that copyright by the author,
Hmm.
and on that case, that copyright first should be means from government of India, you have to take the copyright, then it should be valid, right, sir?
Yes, yes. You see, actually, registration of copyright is not mandatory. Once you contribute, it is said that it is yours. But registration is preferable because if you enter into a conflict, always having registration is more beneficial. If you want to enforce your copyright, enforce your rights, always it need to be registered. With if you
Okay,
want to
sir.
enforce it in India, you need to register in Indian Copyrights Office. For other countries,
Okay.
you also need to register in those countries.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much. Do anyone have any question? No. If you don't have any questions, sir already have given you the link in the chat box. You can fill it up for the certification. Now I request Dr. Shudipta Patro, Assistant Professor of Zoology of Vidyanagar College, to give vote of thanks. Over to you, Dr. Patro.
Gaurav, it is audible?
Yes, yes, audible.
Okay. Uh, a session of knowledge and a very important, uh, knowledgeable presentation by Dr. T. Pavan Kumar. At first, I must thank Dr. T. Pavan Kumar for his very knowledgeable presentation on IPR. Sir, it is on the one hand is a very knowledgeable, and on the other hand, it is very important at this time. But this is the time for the awareness of the IPR. I also mentioned that after your presentation, there is no unfortunate JC Bose uh, in the hand of India. Sir, once again, I thank you very much, Dr. T. Pavan Kumar, for his beautiful presentation. I also thank Dr. Surya Prakash Agarwala of our principal, Dr. Orunima Roy Choudhury, our IQEC coordinator, Dr. Subrata Shah for his keynote, Professor Arpan Kul, Dr. Arpan Kul, and the and Professor Gaurav Das for arranging a beautiful webinar for the present time. I also thank uh, I also thank uh, I also thank Dr. Sorry, I also thank all the audience which have joined this webinar and give their precious time and to make it a very success. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now we are going to end of the session. I especially thanks to Dr. Pavan Kumar sir. Definitely, without his entire help, without his proper help, proper guide, we are not able to conduct webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much from our college. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you.